Oh boy.
Ginger Runner.
What is up, everybody? Ethan Newberry, the Ginger Runner, here for another GingerRunner.com review. Big review today. Very excited about it. I am reviewing the Nike Zoom Fly. Not the VaporFly 4%, God I wish. But the next level down, Zoom Fly. It's a new racing flat from Nike meant to go fast, kick hard, be cool, stay cool. We've got a lot to talk about with this shoe today. Before we get to the review of the shoe, I want to point out that we are almost at 100,000 subscribers on this channel, which to me was a goal that I never thought would come true. The fact that we're this close is blowing my mind a little bit. I'd love to see if we can get there by the end of the year. I doubt it'll happen, but hey, it's worth a shot. So if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. Lots of cool stuff coming. And now back to your regularly scheduled broadcast of my review of the Nike Zoom Fly. All right, now while this isn't Nike's flagship breaking to hype marketing VaporFly 4%, which by the way, $250, come on. The shoe still has similar styling, similar design at a more affordable price point in an attempt to appeal to the masses. The Zoom Fly is essentially designed for all distances, all disciplines with racing in mind, meant to make you go fast. Comprised of a highly responsive lunar lawn midsole material, a carbon fiber plate right there through that, pretty deep stack height, 10mm offset, fly knit upper, fly wire lacing system. Nike has surely spared no expense on the marketing. Again, the Zoom Fly is an addition to Nike's racing line, so it's not gonna be for everybody. I'm gonna put that out there right now. It's not forgiving for everyday runners. Also, big note, let's be honest here. The marketing and hype behind this and the VaporFly 4% was ridiculous. Anytime a brand spends that much money to market a product makes my distrust sense tingle. All the claims, all the hype about certain features, new innovations and science, it makes me wonder why they didn't do it 10 years ago. Why all of a sudden is this the groundbreaking technology? So I'm always very skeptical when that much money goes into the marketing of a product. And again, I have no cards in this game. You're getting a truly honest, unbiased opinion here. And yes, I will admit that I jumped on that hype train. I was very excited about this new Zoom X midsole material, that cushy VaporFly 4%, the potential that it could make for any average runner. That also made me excited for the Zoom Fly, a more consumer-oriented version of that top-end shoe. But after jumping on that hype train and into the Zoom Fly, I quickly wanted to get off. A little bit of a spoiler, and I love train analogies. So after putting as many miles in this shoe as I possibly could, I'm here to let you know what a not 2-hour marathoner thinks about the Zoom Fly from Nike. As always, the good, the bad, and in some cases, the ugly. Let's get on with this review, starting with things that I like about the Nike Zoom Fly. The upper. As of late, I've really been enjoying Nike shoe uppers. The fly knit, the fly wire, the combination of materials, the build, the durability of the uppers have really held up, which far exceeded my expectations. And this goes across the line. Even with shoes that I've disliked from Nike recently, the uppers still have lots going for them. In this case, the fly knit is nicely tightly woven with plenty of vents for breathability, dual layer. It's nice and soft on the inside, very comfortable. The fly wire works like a charm. Hold your foot, midfoot down in the shoe. No issues whatsoever. Durability. Now this goes for both the upper midsole and outsole of the shoe. It's holding up really well. I expect a lot of shoes to break down prematurely. I mean, I've had experiences in other shoe brands with their shoes breaking down really early, but in this case, the Zoom Fly is actually holding up really, really well. Very few signs of wear. Really where you're getting most of it is just in the midsole material that's exposed here on the bottom, but that's to be expected. I expect that out of most of the shoes that have that exposed midsole. So that's nothing new and just holding up great. Speaking of looks. Again, Nike is able to set the trends. They're able to make a borderline hospital kick look fresh and new. I really am liking the styling of the shoe because they're keeping it simple with close attention to some smaller details. The result is modern, it's stylish, stands out while it looks oddly familiar to the VaporFly 4%, which I've never actually gotten my hands on. It is not the same shoe. It still holds up on its own. Looks great. And that's it for likes. Let's get on to the dislikes. Stiff. I'm not kidding you. The responsiveness and that carbon plate in this shoe make this shoe so stiff. It's insane. I didn't necessarily know what to expect. I've run in tons of racing flats before. This really takes the cake on one of the stiffest, most uncomfortable rides in a long time. I was hoping the shoe would break in. I was hoping it would begin to feel better maybe after 50 or 60 miles. That is not the case. I've just been frowning almost every time I run in the shoe. If you need a distance racing flat, something to go far and go fast, there are tons of options out there. This isn't necessarily going to be the shoe that's like, yeah, solves all my problems. It might just make more. Check out Nike Zoom Elites, Ultra Escalantes, Hoka Tracer 2s, Adidas Boston Boost. I mean, you have so many options out there for everything from minimal to maximal as far as racing flats are concerned, cushioned, responsive, flexible, or stiff. It doesn't matter. There is something out there for you. In this case, the shoe. I mean, I'm afraid that if I actually bend, I'm going to break that carbon fiber plate, but that's about as far as I'm willing to bend that shoe. And that's taking quite a bit of force. Comfort. Yes, it's super stiff. It's super responsive. I've had shoes in the past. They have those qualities, are still comfortable. This shoe just doesn't really match anything that my feet want. It's a racing flat. I get it. Trust me, I understand. But now having had my feet in hundreds of pairs of shoes and reviewed hundreds of pairs of shoes, just not my cup of tea. And again, I'm not running a 2:30 or less marathon. I'm not even close to that. So maybe that's what the shoe is doing, is it's just whittling away people who aren't really fast. It just blows my mind that people are thinking this is the next coming, because it's not. Balance. When standing, my feet are wanting to push into that lateral heel side. I don't know if it's the midsole being a little bit softer in that region specifically. Very noticeable, but as soon as you start to move, you'd think that you'd be away with that and not have to worry about it. But unfortunately, with the high heel offset, 10 millimeters, you end up falling into that heel area quite often, even if you're a super efficient striker. Because the midsole has so little give in all directions, the shoe never quite feels balanced with my feet. So as a result, it has that tendency to feel like it's working against me rather than with me. And finally, weight. I mean, honestly, it's 9.5 ounces in my size 11, which isn't a ton of weight, but when you're talking about a racing flat with new technology and all this stuff, this shoe is over 1.5 ounces heavier than the Hoka One Clifton 1, which is still one of my favorite road shoes. I talk about it all the time, I'm gushing. But that's a lot of weight difference for Nike's cutting edge new racing flat. There's other shoes that have it beat by a mile, literally. So honestly, that's it for likes and dislikes. I have my fair share of problems with the shoe, which is kind of a bummer. All right, so let's start talking about the points with the shoe. Quality, you know what? It's holding up well. I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5 on quality. It's obviously gonna be a very durable shoe. Everything's doing really nicely there. Comfort, this is where I'm gonna kind of dock it down. 2 out of 5, not a comfortable shoe. If you find it comfortable, I encourage you to try other shoes. Price at $150, that's up there. And I think for what you get, it's just not really gonna be worth it. So 2 out of 5 for price for me. And finally, looks. I, again, like what Nike's doing with their looks. I think everything is coming out stylish and cool. I'm digging it. 4 out of 5 on looks. Bringing our grand total to 12 out of 20 for the Nike Zoom Fly. Again, not the VaporFly 4%. I am intrigued by those because the midsole is different. That Zoom X midsole sounds intriguing. It's supposed to be way softer than this, a bit more forgiving, but it still has that carbon plate, which could make things, again, a disaster, and just not for me, because I'm not a hyper speedster. But really, there are very few humans on this planet that are, which brings us right on back to the marketing and hype train. Who's on board? What about buy, try, or why? Solid Y. I'm actually curious. In the comments of this video, have you tried the Nike Zoom Fly? What do you think of it? Have you tried the Nike VaporFly 4%? There are very few pairs available. They went immediately as soon as they were available online. I'm assuming maybe a handful of you have a pair, but in the comments of this video, let me know what you think of this shoe or that shoe. Should I be excited about that? Should I not be? Is it the same as this? I am very curious about people's opinions, which I'm anticipating to be quite varied and quite intense. And that, my friends, is it for my review of the Nike Zoom Fly. If you like this review and you want to see more videos from this channel, make sure you like, favorite, and subscribe. YouTube.com/thegingerrunner. Make sure you click that notification button so you get notified every time I upload a new video, which is usually 2 to 3 times a week. We are going on tour with our new film, Where Dreams Go to Die, in weeks. There are some tickets available for some US destinations. If you live in or near any of those cities, I highly encourage you to check them out and get some tickets. Go to wheredreamsgotodie.com. Hey, and look, social media links. You guys know what to do with those. If you'd like to continue to help support the channel, for as little as $1 a month, patreon.com/thegingerrunner is where you can do that. Cool perks on the back end, lots of fun stuff. That's it, everybody. Hope you get out there, train hard, race harder, and party the hardest. I know I am. We'll see you guys next week for some more fun. Get out there. Okay? Bye.